Special Olympics Unified Sports gives an opportunity for students both with and without intellectual disabilities to play on the same teams and to compete as teammates, as equals. What we've noticed through esports is that we've seen a tremendous boost in attendance, academic achievement, even just social interactions amongst our students. They know that they need to come to school to be able to participate on the esports team. So that's been a big motivator for them to do well in school, show up every day, and even just the friendships that are made on the team is just like any other team. We have teammates that are playing their teams together. It would be great to get more schools here in New York City involved with unified esports.
What makes esports unique in our school, students get to show and practice the skills that they are learning, skills like leadership skills, teamwork, problem solving, multitasking, and they can take these skills into the classroom and outside world when they can practice it every day to enrich their lives.
Unified Champion Schools provide schools pre-K through university with intentional opportunities to show inclusion within the schools.
Welcome back to PlayVS coverage of Rocket League Championships. I am Cup of Robots, joined once again by Vaudable. This is PlayVS' first partnership with Special Olympics Unified Championship Schools, and we just saw an amazing bit of info there about the inclusion that this program provides for athletes with disabilities. I just think it's I love this program so much. I love that what it does for kids. We can just go to data points right now. They're saying that 70 the students who participate in this program believe that they had a friend at school, and that's so powerful, especially at that high school age. They don't feel alone, and they're learning teamwork and all these valuable skills from their peers, and I think it's
great.
super valuable.
I mean, a personal anecdote for me specifically, my brother has autism and he participates in Special Olympics back in Canada, but he's would love to have this opportunity back when he was in high school, and it's great to see that that's an opportunity for students around the world nowadays. So great to see that that's out there, but we also have some more information about the hashtag Unified Generation. Check it out.
What will you do when life gets hard? Will you run from it, or will you stay and try to overcome it?
Just don't be afraid of the future. Go out into the unknown and try.
Nobody should have to feel like they're not wanted for something that they can't control.
It's like I am embracing my inner self.
It's about building something that you're going to eventually look back on and be proud of.
These are bonds that can never be broken. I'm never going to forget these moments. It's a beautiful thing.
Welcome back. Some great info there about the movement as well. But we have our teams that are going to be competing here today, Cup. So what can you tell us a little bit about them? Who are these teams? What can we expect from these rosters? We've got some great info about them. They all have their own individual stories that brought them to these teams.
Absolutely. We have the first up, we have the Broken Arrow Tigers, coached by Dylan Cage. And on the team, we have Datpool Gaming.
Ooh.
Song Goku 574 and Column. Everybody has been involved in the Special Olympics program for between 2 to 20 years. I've seen some of these players, and it's just amazing to see. And then our other team, we have the Yukon Mighty Millers. They're coached by Bobby Joe Robinson, and on their team we have Batman Brady, which I love that name so much, and then Deadpool Ludd and MC Blake 23 on the roster, and the Mighty Millers have been involved in esports and this program for just as long. Some of the players are coaches, as well as players, and I can't overstate enough how great I think this program is, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen between these two teams.
I also love that for MC Blake, I'm guessing the reason that they have MC Blake as their name is they were the MC for the pep rally at the high school, and also the motivational speaker for the team to make sure to pump everyone up. I mean, that's so important to have someone there that's able to motivate the team, keep them going forward. I mean, we just saw the last series. If they had an MC Blake on their roster, maybe they would have had the motivation enough to come out and get one of those victories. So having that kind of player who's able to hype everyone up and make it so that they can keep their spirits all the way up whenever they're playing these matches is so important, I feel like.
Absolutely. And going back to Broken Arrow, we have 2 seniors and a junior on this team, and we'd have Deadpool Gaming has competed with Special Olympics for the past 5 years, bringing a bunch of experience there, and also competes in powerlifting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and of course esports.
I'll need to get some
huge
tips
fan
from
of
them
Rocket
because
League
I
when we
definitely
first
need
started
to lose some pounds, maybe lift a bit more. But maybe they'll be able to lift their team to victory, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, puns. I like
exactly. It's also interesting we have Deadpool Gaming, but also we have Deadpool Ludd, which I feel like is very similar for that, but maybe different inspirations coming out there for these players and their specific names. I also like that one of the facts we have got for Deadpool Ludd is that they are known for their really great hair, and they enjoy getting to compete with their brother in a sport, making it to the state championship, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm also known for my great hair. So I'm looking forward to seeing the
for sure.
performance from Deadpool Ludd here.
Oh, man. But the coach for the Mighty Millers as well is their first year coaching esports, and she's enjoyed learning the sport along with the boys to lead, which is great to see that there's all different people from different backgrounds getting involved in Special Olympics and competing in these events, and even if it's their first time, making all the way here to this matchup for these two teams is great to see.
And it goes to show you that what really is important at the core here of why these esports programs are so important is that you can have a coach come in with different experience and learning the game along with the players, because what it's really about is the core principles of the teamwork and inclusion and all these things, and it's great to see.
Well, we do have some more facts about the Oklahoma specific portion of this event. Do you have anything specific that the folks at home might want to know here, Cub?
Yeah, this is actually the first time PlayVS and Special Olympics Oklahoma Unified Esports have linked up, and the first Unified Esports Championship to happen in person, actually.
Wow. So
Unified
they're live
Esports,
right now in person? I'm jealous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, it just brings you right back to the Halo LAN party days.
Oh,
right?
man. Ugh.
Nothing was better.
It's
Nothing
funny.
was better.
Speaking of high school specifically, I remember where we would go to the computer lab. Someone would have like a thumb drive where they would download Halo Combat Evolved onto it, and we would just play a LAN party there when we definitely should not have.
That's amazing.
That was our esports back in the day.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, Oklahoma started their program in July of 2020.
Wow. Okay.
You know what was happening then during the pandemic, but they were not thwarted. They held 4 virtual esports Dave tournaments.
That's awesome.
Throughout the pandemic, and this is their first in-person one. So it's awesome. It's a big milestone.
I mean, seeing with the videos that we saw before, like how some of these facilities are, I'm envious for sure, because it's great to see that there's that much support for these different schools. And this being the championship, these teams have worked so hard to get here and play in these competitions, and it's great to see that they are able to have that come to this best of 7 that we'll be getting into momentarily. Again, we're waiting for the players to join their team specifically, but we have all the time in the world. We can tell you everything you need to know about what is going on with this program specifically, but it's just great to see that this initiative is a thing. I was an admin for a different Special Olympics event in the past, and just seeing how passionate everyone is involved in the program and how far it's grown since it just started a couple years ago is great to see.
Yeah, Broken Arrow specifically has brought their varsity esports coaches to coach this team, which says a lot about their team. And we are off.
That
the face-off was looking for that kickoff goal. Did not happen.
So one thing we didn't really talk about much in the last series, because there were so many goals going on, is the fashion aspect of Rocket League. Well, we don't have to talk about that here either, because Deadpool Lud able to put that one through with ease.
And we're off to a 1-0 lead for the Mighty Millers.
Nice to see from the Mighty Millers themselves. Deadpool Lud, I believe that was the one with the immaculate hair, so I'm just imagining them like whipping their hair every time that they score a goal, just to showboat a little bit once they get things going well for the Mighty Millers in that game specifically. I love the team names here for these schools as well. A little bit different than just like red or blue that I'm used to for like some of the collegiate teams that are out there. I like the originality. Oh, the names were stopped. Excuse me. The Broken Arrow got the first goal, but nonetheless.
Arrow got the first goal. There we go. Yeah, and actually, Deadpool Lud is a break dancer as well.
Wow.
Which I guess lends itself to the Rocket League aerobatics. And there he is again with another goal.
I'm wondering, is this the wrong teams? Because we were told the Mighty Millers had Deadpool Lud on that roster, so...
Yes. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. We faked ourselves out on that one. We wanted to pull a change-up on you. Make sure you weren't expecting who was getting these goals, but it was the Mighty Millers that did score both those goals first up. And Broken Arrow trying to see what they could do. Colby Cambrelin, excuse me, I'm just going to say Colby, easier, able to get that demo, which makes it more difficult for the Mighty Millers to get their offensive push that they've been having so far. They had the first 2 goals in this game, which has been going quite well for them, but Colby, speaking of, got a demo before, got a goal this time.
There is the answer, and we got a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oof. Nice to see in the first minute and 30 seconds of this one. Anything we know about this Colby player that is on the field this go-around? I feel like that is going to be... I'm trying to see exactly which player it is on this team. So, Colby, any fun facts about Son Goku? I just guess I'm just going by Colby for this one.
Yeah, we have 2 different gamer tags for them. But he's one of the seniors at Broken Arrow High School, and he's competed with Special Olympics for the past 2 years.
Okay.
He says that he loves esports because it makes him very passionate and creative. It also makes him feel like he finally is a part of a team, and that goes back to what we were talking about at the opening.
And what we're talking about here, too,
and how valuable it
Colby's able to get that one off the sidewall to assess Cullum for that one to go in as well. So working perfectly as a team, the Broken Arrow Tigers, to get that goal. Broken Arrow Tigers also sound super cool. These team names are great.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go up against them, just on name alone.
Ooh.
Then with Cullum with the quick answer there.
Cullum with 2 back-to-back.
Had the breakaway too. Our other senior on the team, Broken Arrow there, Cullum.
You got to have some experience for these players to make it all the way to the finals. They got a junior, so that's MC, I believe, who is on this team. But trying to see how well that they can perform has been pretty well for this roster. And I believe they have a couple of players on this team now. I'm looking at it. They have 4. So MC's not on the field currently, but we got Colby, we got Cullum, and we have also Deadpool Adaptpool is not MC. MC's on the other team. There's an MC name, but there's also an MC last name on the other team.
Yes.
A little bit
Yes,
confusing. That's
it
on me.
is.
Adappool was able to get it, though.
Tap Gaming with another. Well, we might see a little pull away. I think what we're going to see here is, if this is any indication, we're going to see some pretty high-scoring games.
Oh, yeah. This is game one with the way goals are going so far. I mean, that's the biggest difference between certain series. It's like sometimes you see series where it's super close, super defensive, and teams just do the best that they can to keep it competitive. And other times it's just pedal to the metal, see who can get the most goals, leave defense to whoever wants to play it, but you're more focused on getting more goals than your other opponents that are out there. And so far, Broken Arrow, they've been doing pretty decently after the Mighty Millers got their first 2 goals. It's been 4 back-to-back for Broken Arrow.
Yep, it's like we saw in the last game, it's all about trying to build momentum, and it looks like Broken Arrow might be the ones to build that up first. Just getting that groove.
That's so important in a best-of-7 series because it is a marathon rather than a sprint. Even though the games are pretty short comparatively to other esports titles that are out there, you still have to be careful on the defensive end. And Colby able to put another one in. Called him Kobe with the way they're putting these shots on.
Wow, look at that trade between that. Almost, it was a great effort on the defense there, but just couldn't get the good bounce. Now, last time we saw that, when we saw a 5-2 score, there was about 30 seconds left, but I think there's still good opportunity here for the Mighty Millers.
They did have a strong lead at the beginning, but just goes to show that big of a lead isn't going to last too long in these games, especially if you give up a couple of opportunities like we saw between Colby and Cullum on the side of the Broken Arrow Tigers. With the way that they've been performing so far, they've been doing quite well for this roster. And the demos now from Datpool Gaming, everyone for Broken Arrow has a goal. Still need to see a little bit more from the Mighty Millers, who, if I were them, I'd be a little bit intimidated. Deadpool Ludd doing majority of the work there. What do we know about Deadpool Ludd here?
Deadpool Ludd is he our breakdancer? No, he's not our breakdancer.
He's the great hair, but them and Mick Blake are brothers apparently on the side of Mighty Millers.
Yes, so it's a family effort here. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my notes.
No worries.
They're all over the place.
It's pretty cool to see like a brother duo happening for the Mighty Millers. Probably makes it easier for them to kind of coordinate. What I'm noticing too is for this Mighty Millers team, they're going back to some of the old days of Rocket League where you would typically have a defender in net the whole time, but Deadpool Ludd seems to be the striker, and MC Blake would be the midfielder for this roster. So more like a traditional soccer style of a rotation. And that might be exactly why Broken Arrow, when they send everyone up, it's difficult for the defender on the Mighty Millers to stop it.
Absolutely. Yes, Dylan enjoys competing with his brother. And I'm sure that is why, I mean, we're seeing evidence of their coordination here. That they get to spend a lot of time together practicing.
Well, speaking of practice, we've had some great practice throughout our careers as commentators and shoutcasters, but there are unified shoutcasters out there, and here's some info about them.
We are doing shoutcaster training for the Special Olympics and Microsoft's Rocket League tournament.
It has been so inspirational to watch our athletes get this amazing training.
I wanted them to be able to walk away with an idea of how they can bring their personality to the Rocket League commentary.
It was awesome. I think I was born for this.
Getting to do something that big, that was amazing.
I'm hooked. I'm ready for the competition. Can't wait.
That's awesome. Shout out to Spaceman. Worked with him in the past. He's one of the RLCS casters that are out there, and great to see that he's doing some good work with Special Olympics, but also the shoutcasters for Unified that have done some great work. I think I actually admin the event that they were just showing on the screen, which is crazy to think about, but they were trained at the Microsoft headquarters in the art of shoutcasting, which is like amazing to see that there are those kind of opportunities for people who not wanting to just play, but also talk about the games themselves specifically. And anyone can get involved, which is just great to see the inclusivity with all of that as well, Cup.
Yeah, that's amazing. We have Jose the Matador is one of their casters, and a native of Chicago, and he's been he's been part of the program since 2009.
Wow. That's a long time. Oh man, great to see that it's been a thing for such a long time too. Because esports, I mean, relatively young compared to like traditional sports, of course, but 2009 is like the OG days for a lot of esports that are out there. That's before Rocket League even existed. Rocket League came out in 2015, so Jose's been doing it the best for a while. Then we also saw Ben the Conductor. I love these like names that they have too, because it's not like our names like Cup of Robots or Vaudeville. It's like the Conductor, the Matador. That sounds so much more hype, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing my name, actually.
What would your moniker be?
Oh, man.
I mean, you could be the robot.
I could be Matt
or
the
Robot.
Robots. That's...
Oh, man. Great to see, though, that there is so much going on for Special Olympics. McCollum, so much going on here as well, taking it by their lonesome, getting the flip resets on the ball, waiting for this no contest from the defense, because that's an insane play to try and save.
Yeah, and that one actually took a bit. That was almost a solid minute there without a goal at the beginning, which we haven't seen yet today.
Very true. We did see the Mighty Millers, who got a lot of goals before. And speaking of, who else but Deadpool Ludd got all the goals for their team in the last game, had a hat trick, now get the first one here to tie things up right off the kickoff.
Amazing pace of these goals coming out, and quick to answer, not letting anybody get too confident.
Very important to be able to tie things up that quickly as well, because we saw a struggle from the Mighty Millers when they were trying to get that third goal, and there was just a goal-scoring palooza from the Broken Arrow Tigers. They had 4 back-to-back. Seemed like all was for naught for the Mighty Millers when they had their lead, but oh, so unfortunate. That was just a boomer of a shot coming out of nowhere from just demos, and just somehow pinched it with the other opponents and right over top of them. Unfortunately, could not get that save, but valiant effort nonetheless from Batman. Talked about it before here, though, Cup of Robots, that the Mighty Millers, they are going with that more, I don't want to say beginner, but it's more of the early days of Rocket League style, where when people were first playing the game, they didn't exactly know what they were supposed to do on the field. They would probably think of traditional like hockey or Rocket League, and they would have a striker, someone in the midfield, and someone as kind of a goalie, as you're seeing here. And one of the best ones to do it that are out there was Gibbs, who's one of the RLCS talent currently. So nice to see some callbacks to Gibbs, who used to be like one of the best goalies as there were back in the day, but still need to see a little bit more from all 3 players if they can get some rotations going. I know if players aren't feeling as confident to go on offense, it's still a good idea to send someone up just to keep that pressure going. And for Deadpool specifically, if they aren't able to get these goals by themselves, it's better to ease that pressure defensively, because that's why we saw so many goals in the last game.
Absolutely, and we're seeing just the coordination from the brothers and keeping the pressure on. They're both very serious and quiet during matches.
Oh,
they say, and they're super focused. And well, that was Deadpool Ludd is more focused and quiet, while his brother MC Blake is more of kind of a hype man and is talking everybody up and making sure everyone is playing hard but also feeling good. You know, he likes to make sure that people are that are happy on it. Well, his teammates are happy during the game and just like keeping their confidence up, which is great.
Makes sense. Important to keep that confidence up. Nice to see that they all bring their own individual things to the team. I mean, Deadpool on the other side seems to be doing something similar with offense, and Deadpool able to do it on this side, Ludd specifically for this team. It's just crazy that we have 2 pools that are going on. But Mighty Millers, they are doing so well as they can in this game. to try and keep things as close as they can, with them each having their own role specifically. MC Blake seems to be the assist maker, the playmaker for his brother. They're like the duo on the Mighty Millers. And Deadpool Ludd, the main striker for this team. Then we have the goalie here as well for Batman Brady. But unfortunately, Batman Brady could not get a connection there on time. A little bit too fast, 79 kilometers per hour. That's a hard one to stop.
Yes, and that's another hard hit from the senior on Broken Arrow Tigers, Cullum.
Nice to see from Cullum. Cullum seems to be the most experienced as well. Great save coming out from Batman Brady to get that aside too. Nice to see a little bit of a highlight there on Batman Brady as well. And Cullum trying to make it difficult for them to get a goal there. It was a great opportunity for the Mighty Millers, but with 1 minute remaining, still down by these 3 goals. It's all eyes on Deadpool Ludd to see what they can do. Broken Arrow, they're all overextended, so that would have been the perfect time, but unfortunately had no boost in the tank. Otherwise, it would have been a simple goal for them to score.
That's what we were talking about on the last match, is that boost control and keeping your resources available, and then bring it up to a 2-point game.
There we go. Deadpool Ludd, as we talked about those individual roles, the striker on this team, able to get that goal through. Just waited for Broken Arrow to try and figure out exactly what they were going for, but it did not work out for them. And see a little bit of a break in that typical rotation from the Mighty Millers, and it's working out well enough for them to distract the other players of Broken Arrow, and there it goes, another one. Patrick.
Ooh, there we go. Now we got a game once again.
That was a whole team effort.
Any blowouts? That was beautiful.
Yeah, no complete blowouts yet. At least a goal per game for each team who has played on the PlayVS stream so far today for Rocket League, which is nice that there's been that much competition going on. It hasn't been just complete shutouts left and right. Deadpool Ludd carrying the mantle of the offensive powerhouse for this team, and oh, they tried to slow it down a bit too much, but could have tied things up as it goes the other direction, and no, into the heart of the Mighty Millers net. Cullum puts the dagger through, 5-3. There's still potential if you get 2 quick kickoff goals, but it'll be difficult.
Definitely will be difficult, but the way we're seeing these teams perform, and it's not too far-fetched.
Very true. 7 seconds. There's a chance. They do break away, but tried to get the angle, can't get it there, and instead it's going to tick down. They have a crazy shot, somehow saved by Broken Arrow. Would have been brought within 1, but not enough for them to get a second goal with 0 seconds on the clock. Would have still been a 1-goal differential at the end of it there, but what a great game that was, Cup, to see the competition between these teams and the way that they've been playing together as a roster, as a team, but also finding friends through Unified Championship schools. And nice to see that there is also a video for anyone who's wanting more info about that.
There's just something about Unified that connects everyone together. It's something that people just bond over really easily. Everyone kind of knows everyone in the school now.
Regardless of Dominic's ability or diagnosis or anything like that, no one considers that. It has nothing to do with who he is. He is just truly the nicest person and most caring person I've ever met in my entire life. And Dominic is just really a good friend to me.
What are you doing this weekend, Dom? Is it time for another Chocolate Cabana trip? Maybe we can bring Isaac along.
But you need to ask my mom.
All right. What I feel when I'm with Dominic, I want everyone to feel.
Sports brings people together. I get on the court with people I don't even know, and we just click. I couldn't wait until 4 o'clock to see all them. Those guys are like really my friends.
Cole, you hit or miss, man. You either can't nobody guard you, or you gonna miss every layup you take. How that work? So I see y'all in a whole second.
These are bonds that can never be broken, you know, because like these are my friends at the end of the day, regardless of, you know, the Unified or Special Olympics, like they're my friends, and I can honestly say that.
I'm tearing up a little bit.
Yeah. And it's every video we see is just underpinning everything that makes this program great, and just finding friends, finding people who are you feel that you have things in common with, and you don't feel isolated. And it's so valuable for kids at this age. I mean, it's valuable to anybody at any age, really.
Yeah. Man, making friends as an adult is tough.
It really is.
But there you go. There's a video on how things go for people that are a part of this program too, that are looking to make friends with or without intellectual disabilities, which is great to see that everyone can come together and enjoy esports or sports that are out there, and it's just a fun time. Nonetheless, we do have our next game coming up pretty soon here as well. Down by 2 so far in this series. Broken Arrow's doing pretty good for themselves, but the other side of the pitch themselves, I'm forgetting the name.
The Mighty Millers.
Mighty Millers, thank you. The Mighty Millers are looking to bounce back, and they were so close at that last game. They could have tied it up, got us our first overtime for the stream today, but unfortunately we didn't get there.
I think we might see it. I think I don't feel that the Mighty Millers are outmatched.
Yeah.
I think a couple tweaks, and they'll get control of the field back, because they're able to score goals. We've seen that. They're able to coordinate. They can come together when they need to. They just need a little bit of extra push.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing too is for the brother duo to make sure that they are able to. I know they like to be quiet during the game specifically, but if they can, just maybe signaling each other in some fashion, or quick chats in the game specifically, if you don't want to talk specifically, just to let people know, hey, I'm up, I'm coming back into our side of the field, defending. That way, when there is those transitions to your side, it's a bit easier for you to know exactly where you want to position yourself. We saw a couple of times when that was working better in the second game compared to the first. So nice to see that there were a couple of those adjustments. Just need a little bit more. They were so close, just didn't have the follow-up at the end for that last goal from Deadpool Ludd to tie things up. But Deadpool Ludd, I mean, got the team in the backpack, got them going forward for a potential victory. And I'm sure MC Blake is just keeping them enthused and motivated for this next one. Because, again, they are so close to getting their first game win, but they still got a little bit more to go for these series to do just that.
Absolutely, and there's plenty of time to do it. I think they have a good chance playing against a well-seasoned team there with the Broken Arrow Tigers. 2 seniors and a junior, with a lot of history there. But it's been a fairly even contest so far. Credit to coaches Dylan and Bobby Joe, for sure.
Very, very true. But we're ready for game number 3, so we just need to get the players into the game itself, so that way we can get along the journey for these two teams, the Oklahoma championships themselves, as both of these teams have battled it out through other rosters to try and make it all the way here to this matchup. And again, we talked about it. This is in person for them too. They were online before, but now they get to play together in the same space, and I'm sure that's a bit of a different environment for some of these teams that are out there. But we almost see a kickoff goal come through. A nice stop from, I believe that was Deadpool Ludd, to send it away. And looking again at Deadpool Ludd, they're going to be the one to look out for the Mighty Millers. And if Broken Arrow want to completely shut down the Mighty Millers, that might be the one to take off the pitch with a demo or so.
Absolutely. And speaking of the change in environment from virtual to physical, I mean that is a big change in energy, and it can be a little bit jarring if you're used to competing in the just by yourself, you know, and just hearing your teammates in your headset, versus there's a different kind of pressure to playing a game in person. So I'm sure a couple of these players might be shooken up a little bit.
Even professionals that are out there, once they go from competing in their own home setups to playing in like a LAN environment with other people that might be there, other factors, maybe you had to go for a long walk to get to the computer lab that you're in specifically, or something of that sort, then there's different challenges you have to overcome in that fashion, but Deadpool Ludd looking to overcome the defense of Cullen, but not able to get it right past them. Very close. And there we go. Almost another opportunity for Deadpool Ludd, but the Mighty Millers, they're not giving up without a fight.
No, that was great defending there to stop Deadpool Ludd from putting another one in the back of the net.
3:24 on the clock now. The Mighty Millers just need to get this out of their side for a second. Oh, no. So close, but Deadpool Ludd, assisted by his brother with a little bump on the back just to get it away from their corner. That's nice to see. Mighty Millers have been holding strong, and this is the longest amount of time we've gone so far this series without a goal.
Yeah, this is a solid 2 minutes here going without a goal. Looks like there's been some adjustments made by the Mighty Millers, and they're the first on the board.
That they are. Deadpool Ludd right over top of that defender at the midfield line, and Broken Arrow, they were a bit desperate on offense and made it so that the Mighty Millers could bounce back and get that first goal. They had the lead at the beginning of the series, but we saw 4 back-to-back for Broken Arrow. So the biggest question mark is, will the Mighty Millers be able to hold off onto these kickoffs? Because that was the struggle before.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Oh, looks like we have a breakaway situation.
Close.
And it's tied up.
Who else would call him, though? Senior on the team. Somehow a crazy pinch that hits the ceiling and still bounces in. Almost saved by Deadpool Ludd. Valiant effort nonetheless, though. Already at the halfway point of this game specifically. Looking for more opportunities for Mighty Millers to try and get that second goal. They had the lead before, but a 1-goal differential typically doesn't hold up over time in these games specifically. So Broken Arrow, they're looking for their chance on offense with the way that they've been playing a more traditional rotational style. And it worked out for the most part, but their biggest weakness, I guess you could say, has been the counterattacks for Deadpool Ludd that have worked out so well for him in this series.
It seems to really be a strength for Deadpool Ludd there to just read the field after a turnover and know exactly what he has to do.
That's so crucial as well, to have that kind of vision, that ability to read exactly what is going on when you are playing these competitive matches. Great to see the competitive nature coming out from the Mighty Millers. McCullum doesn't need any assistance, it felt like, but was able to go for a setup to Colby, and they seem to be the duo, you could say, on Broken Arrow in those last few games.
Absolutely, and Cullum came to the team after the coach asked him to volunteer as a unified peer.
Ooh.
And
That's awesome.
is definitely making a difference on the team today.
Wow, Deadpool Gaming, nice to see that one going through too, able to come together with Colby to work with their powers combined and put the goal through.
Yes, our Deadpool Gaming, our power lifter, lifting the ball to the goal. Whoa, quick answer.
Deadpool, now Deadpool. 2-2, minute and 11 on the clock now. Great to see the goal going through there, but the Mighty Millers, they've had 2 goals before. Wasn't enough. They had 3 goals in the last one, almost 4. We're so close to getting the game win, but can they get it here? If they got that one through, it would have been very crucial for them. With so many barely off the mark. Cullum trying to give them some space to work with, and we do see it come out there. Goal going through almost, but not enough. And just a little under a minute to go.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing. Oh, and another one from Cullum there. We're definitely seeing an adjustment in the defense of the Mighty Millers here. Only down by 1. It seems to still have been making a difference. So we'll see if they can get a win out of this one.
That's the biggest thing. Can they do it?
Oh,
the
off
kickoff
the
from
rip!
Batman Brady. usually the goalie for this team, but got their first goal of the series.
That's excellent to see from,
the fake
from
out.
Batman Brady, named after obviously the best DC character.
So true, so true. I'm sure other people can argue, but it's okay.
Not on the internet.
Internet and arguments? Crazy.
About superheroes?
Never. Oh, so close for the Mighty Millers again. Batman Brady, though, a bit overextended. Felt probably pretty energized after that goal, but Pool Gaming able to put that one on through. Cullen with the setup and the finish from Pool Gaming. Almost took it at the end, but just stopped there.
Still within 130 seconds to go. This is a nail biter. What we call in the industry a nail biter, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been so close between these two teams as well. Last game, it went down to 1. Cullum's just going crazy, though, on offense.
What a save, though.
Deadpool Lud definitely seems to be the main force for this team, and now it's tied 4-4 again, 14 seconds to go.
Man, oh man. Could this be our first overtime?
It might be.
I think the rate that they're scoring. I mean, we might be a 5-5 overtime with 14 seconds left.
A big possibility there for that to happen. Into the air it goes, though. Deadpool Lud just needs to let it drop down. Pool Gaming trying to see what they could do. There's a chance over top to the backboard, and there's the fall from Coleman. No, on the last second.
Buzzer.
There's a chance for a kickoff, but still 0.01 on the goal line to get it through.
Wow, you just imagine the energy that is happening at their LAN right now.
Oh, I'm sure it's insane. Crazy.
Everyone's holding their breath.
Oh, man.
Nope.
If they had the follow through, that would have been a goal to tie it up and send it to OT. But now we are on to game number 4. Potential for a sweep here, which is crazy to see how well the Oklahoma portion of Special Olympics Rocket League is doing for themselves. But we also have some other unified programs that are out there, specifically New York. So let's take a look at it.
I didn't know that so many schools around the country had competitive esports teams, and through our PlayVS tournament, there's so many resources that we have to develop coaches. I didn't know that much as a coach about all the different games, running practices, or really anything. So I found a lot of resources, and I realized that esports just fits right into our school's athletics program really well.
Great facility. Great to see the way that these teams are able to come together in different regions of the U.S. and compete together and just make a whole thing out of it. It's so inspiring. I mean, it makes me want to like go back to high school at one point in time in my life and be like, I should have been able to do this, but they're doing everything for these players, for these students, and it's just so inspiring.
It is, and it's the SOUCS has every programs for pre-K through university.
Wow.
That intentionally promotes meaningful social inclusion, as we've seen, by bringing together students with and without intellectual disabilities. So you spend your whole life through this program, and it's so great. It started in 2008, going back to their player that we saw that was involved since 2009. So right at the beginning.
Wow.
And 49 states. They're across 49 states and the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So they're everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, like I was saying before, maybe not for the esports portion, but I know at least for the sports portion of Special Olympics specifically, they do have it in Canada too. So it's not just in the U.S. There's Special Olympics all around us, and it's just great to see that there are these opportunities for people to compete. But Colby is looking to compete and close off this series with the first goal there.
Amazing. We are off already. Son Goku himself. Colby.
I just like that we have a power lifter and Son Goku who's just super strong, lifting the team on their back to get the goal there. And it was so funny, too, because it felt like the Mighty Millers were just brushed aside easily with just a swat of the hand from the Broken Arrow offense for them to get that first goal. But Deadpool Ludd looking for the first one here, and who else to tie things up?
The quick answer. Not going to be held back.
Two defenders went for it as well, but they still were able to get baited out on the end of it there. Nothing that they could do. Great touch, as you mentioned, from Deadpool Ludd, who is acting just like a superhero character in this game, it feels like.
Yeah, we have a few of those living up to their name today.
Got Batman, who's always like lurking and waiting in the shadows for their time to strike, and we saw it happen earlier.
Wow, what a bounce.
Oh, no. That should have been a goal, all intents and purposes, but not going to be that easy. I mean, Deadpool has been known to just take out all the other superheroes in different comics, so makes sense that they're the one on offense. But Cullum seems to be the superhero for Broken Arrow, as they are going by their lonesome with the mechanics to put these goals in.
If anybody doesn't know how to spell Cullum by the end of this, we've seen
Just go back and watch the replays.
Been on the screen the most.
Awesome. Oh, almost another chance there from Cullum. I mean, Cullum, you mentioned, is a peer for this team after their esports coach asked him to volunteer with the team. So great to see that, able to keep things competitive and talk and practice with these players and make it so that they can push through the difficulties that they experience in these series and still come out on top. I mean, it's a testament to how well this team is able to trust Cullum, and also Cullum's able to support them on offense a couple of different times we've seen.
Yes, it's great to see the history of the Broken Arrow Tigers and how they've come together is awesome. Each one has their specific roles and what they like to focus on, and it's obviously working for them. It's they're a well-oiled machine, and there he is again.
Who else but Cullum? Great touch into the air, tried to follow it up, but almost a chance for a save there from the Mighty Millers to get that one aside.
3 minutes left.
I always love Champions Field. They have the announcers that come out with like the "what a save," "unbelievable shot" or "goal." And it's just a nice addition to when you're playing in the championships. You hear those, and if you're in that like LAN environment, they have it on the loudspeakers. You can hear the energy and having like the eggs as the crowd, which is just a whole lore thing that they haven't gone into for Rocket League. But there's eggs in the crowd for some reason. I know we're right past Easter, but still.
It's to be revealed one day. Like there's the Rocket League lore.
Rocket League 2, when they have a story mode and you play as an egg spectator who's just a coach for the team. Do it, Psyonix.
You get knocked out on the field, and then you switch your perspective to an egg spectator.
That'd be an interesting one, too. But less
than
than 2 minutes to go.
With,
you have some history?
I do have a history with Rocket League. Actually, I was actually the mocap model for the cars.
I see.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. I didn't even know you could mocap for a car. Technology is insane. I was going to say, I was one of the mocap models for the eggs. I just had to bob my head up and down, and it worked pretty well.
You nailed it.
Oh, Cullum! Speaking of nailed it!
Again. Ooh, making it tough. Now that we're getting into a sticky situation for Mighty Millers.
That they are 1:15 on the clock, 4-1 in the game, potential 4-0 in the series. If there is any time to put the pedal to the metal unleash the Batman. It's now or never for the Mighty Millers to try and bounce back themselves. But Deadpool Ludd looking for it themselves as well. Still not enough as it goes into the sidewall. Might see their teammate able to take this aside and keep it away from Colby. Son Goku looking to get energized and go Super Saiyan on the field for the blue side with a broken arrow, but Deadpool Ludd is trying their best to do everything they can for the Mighty Millers in this last minute of time, but can't get past all three defenders just yet. Oh,
look at that
so
stop.
close.
Oh, and the block. Wow. Came out of nowhere for that block.
Oh, man. Out of nowhere. Almost able to get that one through was Deadpool Ludd, but not enough at the end of the day there. Still 30 seconds, though. Plenty of time to come back by these 3 goals. Need one like every 10 seconds, technically. And a great save from Deadpool Ludd, but might be too little too late. That last goal could have been that final nail in the coffin you talked about before, Cup.
Absolutely. It looks like they're doing a great job, Broken Arrow is, of just holding the ball in the midfield. Not necessarily going for another goal, just looking to stave off a comeback.
That's the way to do it if you are a team that's in the lead. You don't necessarily need to go all out at the end of the day, as Broken Arrow have gone all out throughout this series, and it will be the Broken Arrow Tigers taking the victory here for an amazing series today. What a great showing from both these squads, though. The Mighty Millers, they were mighty all the way till the end, and Deadpool Ludd leading the charge for that team.
Yeah, definitely a great game with some great plays, and congrats to both teams for getting here.
Great work throughout the competition there, but as we mentioned with New York, there are other Unified Esports competitions going on. Well, we have Unified Esports Arizona, and we want you to take a look.
Special Olympics North America reached out and asked if we wanted to try this pilot program, our pilot eSport PlayVS with some of our high school programs. And right away I wanted to jump into it. It's just a great opportunity for the schools, the teams, to see like them come together and play sports shoulder to shoulder was awesome.
I have made new friends, meet new people. It's been an interesting ride so far. We just went from being online to a classroom to a different classroom and somewhere different. It's a good way for everyone to meet each other, good way for people to know more, get to learn about each other, and a good way of people just getting along.
Mentioned it before, Cup, like 49 states and all these other competitions that are out there. You just saw Arizona, we saw New York earlier, and then during the series, we were able to see Oklahoma's championships and the way that they were able to perform with Broken Arrow Tigers, and then also the Mighty Millers competing throughout this series. It was a great championship. We did see 2 sweeps today, but they were competitive as could be.
Absolutely, and speaking to the various locations and how this is reaching all across North America, so PlayVS partnered with Special Olympics North America in 2021. I almost said 2001. 2021.
Before it even started.
They were already knew what was going on. But the focus has been to grow the program across North America, and we're obviously seeing the fruits of their labor here today. As this amazing program is anywhere you could want to be.
Yeah, so shout out to the Special Olympics Unified Champion schools that are competing in these different esports events. Also PlayVS for teaming up with them, for bringing us out here to give some commentary to the teams as they are competing in these matches, which is great to see. And shout out to you, Cup. It's first time working with you. It's been a pleasure. Any final thoughts from you before we send things away? Because I believe we have Smash Bros coming up next.
Smash Brothers is up next. I'm super excited for that. And yes, it's great to work with you. This has been an amazing experience. Thank you, PlayVS, and thank you to all of you who are in chat, watching, enjoying, and we have more action coming up soon.
There we go.
See you in a minute.
See ya.